And we're live. Okay. Hey YouTube. Um Appears to me that we're working. Everything's should be operating as it should. Um so welcome. This is TTC podcast. Essentially it's about anything and everything. And today here's a tech I guess tip. Now we are setting up a laptop to be ready for the Tor network and to have the Tails operating system. Now, as you may know, most laptops will have DVD drives. This is a continuously spinning stream of data, cannot be rewritten to. However, with a USB, which can be rewritten to. Now, USBs, they can be formatted, they can be plugged into anything. You get a disk, you can snap it, you can throw it away, you can burn it, alright? Same with a USB, but I feel like it'll have its security benefits. And now I got the latest version of Tails ISO burnt to a disk. Now let me walk you through what that is. So here I have image burn. Now here's my my disk uh, my disk reader and burner, showing me my status is complete. Everything was done successfully. And here's the log. Well, right here I have what you can see here is 1.10 gigabytes of data, which is an ISO file, and it says Tails AMD 64-bit. This is burnable, and you can also use this for the very same USB to be loaded onto a USB. There's different programs for that. I often use a program for doing that, but for this instance, I'm just burning a disk, which I just did. Now let's pop my disk out of my tray. Here's my final product. This can be booted through the boot menu on a computer. Now the reason why I wouldn't want to use a sandbox on a laptop or my main computer is the very reason is that if a laptop can be easily disposed of or put into a pawn shop, instant money back. So if you have a dirty computer, well, you can dispose of it pretty easily. Hell, you could even go to somebody and say, hey, let's split the profit here. I got this laptop, it's dirty. Take it to the pawn shop, but you have the other guy do it for you. He takes it, you guys both split the pot, the profit or whatever you want to call it, and both go separate ways. Different face on surveillance, doesn't come back to you who sold it. Now you have that little barrier gone to where that computer can be brought back to you from where it's been sold and who had it last kind of situation. The other thing about sandboxes is that the issue is you have to rely on where the bridge of the internet connection goes to the actual outer web. You have to rely on the encryption from a sandbox, the internet encryption and whatnot, on not just from Tails, but then there's this added layer of where the sandbox communicates with your operating system, Windows 10 or Windows 7 or whatever you're using, and that then connects to the internet. Now you got two different security risks right there that you're relying on that could be breaching your information of whatever activity that you've chose to do. Now, I don't condone any illegal activity. I'm just saying I want to relay some information. Hey, this is my thought that will be more secure. Now I'll have another talk in a little bit to which will be beneficial in different scenarios on what you'd want to do with this software, how you would want to deploy this software, and on what do you want to deploy it onto. Now you want a computer that's good enough to run Windows 10 or something that can do decent web browsing. Now, it doesn't have to be balls to the walls, best hardware, your best gaming rig out there. No, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Um, however, you do need a host computer to get your essentials. Now, your essentials will be get your hands on a DVD plus R or minus R. Doesn't really matter as long as only your MITs are going to be on it. You don't even have to label it as long as you know what disk is what and what you're using it for. Hell, store it somewhere safe. It's going to be your operating system. And see, when it's on a disk like this or it's on a USB that you're booting into, this is considered a live operating system. It's not an installed operating system. Now this means it's like one session, like it's live, you know what I mean? It's not being written to, it's not being saved, whatever. But best thing about Tails, it's all encrypted. So why I wrote the disk is because I like older methods, and let's face it, DVD's dying, so why not live it up a little bit more before it's gone? So yeah, I think it's ready for onto the part where we have a laptop. We're putting this in, and then we can kind of analyze what's going on and how it works and the setup process. Now, this would be useful to know that Tails has been one of the most recommended operating systems for cybersecurity. That means relaying your internet traffic and everything you do on the internet is encrypted and looks as like the next user that's on the same network. Everyone is pretty well anonymous unless you go on social media platforms to which you're saying, oh, hey, I'm this person. When you log into something like Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, something that comes back to your real name. On a deep web, there's all sorts of sources and Wikipedias that you can visit to be more educated, even on the website. Now, I'll be back momentarily. I'm going to go grab the laptop for one. Like, I have one nearby, but it's kind of a POS, if you ask me. It'd do the job, but it's just not efficient to which I'd like. Now, let's close out of this program here. See, this is just a program here that I used. Image burn, you can get it on pretty much the main website. But just make sure You're careful of where you get your source from. You don't want to install yourself a virus. So yeah, that's an important part. So I'll be right back. With the computer and whatnot. So just hold on tight. This is the live show, and I'll be able to show you what it is that I can do onto the laptop side in just a short minute. So we're back with the computer. It did not take us long. I actually have it right here with me right now. Just gonna zoom out and try to take angle of where the computer is. It's just in my lap right here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to get the angle this very moment. So let's open her up and maybe just take this over. And this will be the main focus for right now. Yeah, I don't know how to do this much better right at this very second. Get the right angle of the camera and try to get everything. Alright, so we got our DVD tray right here. And we have the button on the side. And we have our power. So we'll turn on the computer. Let that run. It's just an oldie. Like I said, it doesn't have to be special. Oh boy. I already had a disc in it. Wonder what I had there. Windows is loading right now. So we don't want that. We just want to shut it right down. We don't want that. So now, so you know I didn't swap out the disk. This is still the Memorex disk that I had just burnt. Now we're gonna place that in the DVD tray here. We're gonna pop that in. Now it's when we power on, we're gonna hit the power button. And when we do that, we're gonna wanna strike F12 a number amount of times, really quickly actually. So let's hit hit the power. Now let's strike F12 a lot. This will enter us into the boot menu right from the BIOS, pretty much the same way, but with the F2 it would have been. So on the screen here, you can kind of see, this isn't the best I've ever done for a tutorial, but, oh shit. Alright, well, we're in. So you just want to select what your DVD is. I'm shutting down the system. I want to redo that because I was unaware of what I selected as I was focusing on the camera feed. But let's hit F12. Now let's go down to DVD CDRW drive. Hit enter. It's going to read the disk. It's going to take a couple minutes. It's a little slower. Now we can go to troubleshooting mode, or we can enter Tails. Hit enter. Now this will take a couple minutes to load. It's on disk. It's going to be spinning, reading sectors and all that to load. Yeah, it's a little slower, but we're not here to win the race. This is just to get a secure web browsing experience. Now, I would not deploy this on your home internet whatsoever. You would be making a link with your ISP on a profile that's underneath your name that they'd be able to say, hey, look, to the government, look, we got this IP, we have a lot of suspicious activity going on, and they keep entering anonymous ports and whatnot. Like the moment any form of government kind of gets a hint of your identity and looks into you and whatnot, you don't want that to come back to your home internet. You just don't. So, yeah, be sure, be careful, play it safe if you're gonna do bad things. Don't do bad things if you're smart. And if you're stupid, well, stupid people are gonna do stupid things, right? Can't save them all. So it's just loading right now. It's actually reading the disk. This is actually not the desired computer I was going for. It just is the one computer that I found the power cord to the fastest. So that's the one I went with. And boom, we're loaded in. Holy crap. There is a little bit of setup on here to be done. I don't know how well I can focus in on that with my white balance. Yeah. It's definitely going to be extremely hard to do so. Anyways, this blue triangle right here, where my mouse is, says start Tails. Right here it says your language and region, United States, English. Just click start Tails, really. It's gonna take a couple moments to load. Lots of good software on here. You get the Tor browser right out of the gate. Don't worry about installing it. It's what I so love about Tails. I think a lot of people should love that. Ah, shit. So, welcome back. I'm here, and I have the laptop, so I was able to finally zoom out. So, we go to Applications, top left corner, and open the Tor browser. And it can't do much here because you have to add your internet connection, to which I'll do. Select a network. Click connect. Then it'll prompt you to a password enter. First case I'll blur. Not that you guys can really see my stuff at this very moment, but just for privacy reasons. Whole reason of this video is to kind of inform more people, if they're not already informed well enough, about protecting their own privacy. And we're connected to the Wi-Fi now, which is awesome. So now it will start its bridge. Open onion circuits I can start doing. Tor is ready. You can access the internet. Awesome. Now this is all happening over a DVD disc. This is not even installed to the computer, guys. Like, I can do all of this. Like, I can close out a thing. Like, it's almost just like operating Windows almost. It's so easy. Really, just to do simple anonymous browsing, so easy. This is it's just awesome. Let's get on the internet here. Now, on to the other discussion part. You got your computer set up, you got it connected to the internet. Now, you might as well start looking into Wikipedias and onions and onion forums and whatnot of good onions that you can use, that you trust. Now it's Tor check. Gives you the option to check your Tor, make sure that you're up to date. Congratulations. This browser is configured to use Tor. Shows my IP address on here. And I'm sure that is not my actual IP address. That's the whole point. You want your identity safe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this bit of a live stream here. Let me just resize this. So yeah, right from one computer onto another computer. You need a computer to kind of accomplish this. So if you have a computer laying around, an old one that can still connect to the internet, hey, use that freaking slow ass computer that you know that's still kicking around, that might still work. Hey, plug that sucker in the internet. It has not been used forever. Its IP address and whatever MAC address you want to use has not been associated to the internet for quite some time. Yeah, it might be a security risk or whatever, but hey, even just some borrowing a friend's computer, go to a coffee shop, download the Tor program. Uh, no, not the Tor program, the Tails ISO. Make sure that their computer at least has a DVD drive, pop in a blank disk, burn the program. Hell, even use a USB program. I forget what it's called, but there's USB programs. Just do a little research on YouTube. I'm sure you can find something real quick. I've always have put onto USB, but this was just one method to show you on a disk. Alright, well, that's all.